All right, so here is an example of the basic skeletal outline for an actual topic from an actual student. Here is the MLA header. Here's the student's name. I'm a student. Teacher's name, course and class, course name and section or class period, and the due date for the paper, written day, month, year, original title to the paper, The Sad Truth, the first, and again, you can use this bulleting system right here. Okay, which I already messed it up. All right, so here's my introduction. Here's my hook. Alcohol abuse occurs worldwide, affects all races and all ages. This is the most broad, most general that this topic can get. It is saying that it affects literally everyone, all races, all ages, worldwide. The thesis is narrowed down to alcohol abuse during pregnancy can cause physical, mental, and emotional defects in a child. My first topic sentence is going to address the first, the first topic that I list in my thesis. So if it says physical first, that's the first topic sentence that this person gives. One of the most noticeable defects in a child with fetal alcohol syndrome is the physical appearance of the child. Then they list their evidence. Brain damage is the most serious effect. Quotation marks because it's a word-for-word quote. And then in parentheses, it says it comes from source number 5. Piece of evidence B, a small head, epicanthy fold, flat midface, smooth phalangium, low nasal bridge, small eye openings, short nose, thin upper lip, and underdeveloped jaw. It has quotation marks, comes from source 1. Fine motor skills are more affected than gross motor skills. This right here is when you change the word so that it fits into your paper. So that's all that this is. It might have said is before the fine motor skills. It might have said something else. But to make it work in this sentence, you can change words. And to indicate that you've changed a word, you put it in brackets. Fine motor skills are more affected than gross motor skills. Source 1. These children may also suffer from hyperactivity. That's a paraphrase. I've taken information that I found, but I've written it in a way that will work into this particular paragraph. And then it says, last, associated with low birth weight and preterm birth. Source 4. What I will say is that this particular paragraph probably should have put in this right here, brain damage is the most serious effect, as the last piece of evidence with their for this paragraph. You can do this in, this person could have organized it in one of two ways. They could have said, okay, I'm going to take the most serious piece of evidence I have and list it last, or I could do this chronologically and say, let's start off with birth. I'll put that right here. Then I'll move into what does their face look like, talk about their motor skills, and then go into these children may also suffer from hyperactivity, meaning start with birth and go into skills that they acquire after birth, which would be a chronological order. So does this paragraph need some more ordering? Yeah, probably. Okay. Now, does it meet the requirements for the assignment? Yes. Could it be better? Also, yes. This person looks like they're trying to shoot for an A and that they have 5 pieces of evidence for this body paragraph. Next paragraph. Body paragraph number 2. Children with FAS will have mental defects. And again, this is the order that it came from the thesis. This right here says mental. Physical was 1. Mental was 2. Body paragraph number 2 needs to be mental defects. FASD can create difficulties at home and in social situations. That's a paraphrase. It comes from source number 5. When I'm in this paper, when I'm actually writing this paper, at some point I need to explain what FASD is before I use it as an abbreviation, okay? So if I wanted to make a comment to myself, I might and say, hey, later on I need to explain what does FASD stand for, so that my reader knows, okay, when I'm referring to it, what I'm talking about. Okay, difficulty with sequencing and processing information. Students with FASD do not have the ability to complete tasks efficiently and can cause disruptions in class. They will suffer from lifelong behavioral and intellectual disabilities, and they'll have difficulty storing and or retrieving information. I think, again, this could have been ordered in a different way. You probably could have said this one first, difficulties at home and in social situations, and then move into, a school setting and saying, in a school setting, for example, they will have difficulty with processing and sequencing information. They will cause disruptions in class. And they will have difficulty storing and or retrieving information. And I think I would have ended with this one right here. They will suffer with lifelong behavioral and intellectual disabilities. So, does the assignment meet the requirements? Yes. Could it have been better? Yes. Okay. Again, it's all about how I'm building my argument, where am I putting this information, what order makes sense. Okay. Body paragraph number 3. Infants with FAS will turn into children and adults with severe emotional deficits. This came from my thesis. It's the last one, so it's the last one I'm going to give. Okay. Difficulty in maintaining stable emotional state, swings from emotional highs to lows, unable to regain composure without assistance, total disregard for rules and authority, external motivators, and may demonstrate lack of remorse, emotional immaturity, may have difficulty bonding with their caregiver. As far as the ordering goes for this one, again, if I were to say that probably emotional immaturity would be the less, the least severe side effect that this person would have. Total disregard for rules and authority might be lower. This seems like a middle ground. This one too. Okay, so does it meet the requirements? Yes. Could it be reordered before you start writing your rough draft? Yes. Okay. Just think about the ordering and sequencing that makes sense to you. And then here's the conclusion. The physical, mental, and emotional defects caused by FAS will remain with a child for their entire life. So this is the thesis, but it's not written the same exact way. It outlines the physical, the mental, and the emotional defects, and it hits on the longevity of the issue, meaning it's permanent. And that this is point B, which is my call to action. If you are pregnant or think you may be pregnant, do not drink. It's that simple. Now, let's say that I've done all of my research, I've done my outline, and I've thought, sometimes I bring this up to people and they say, well, actually, if you just drink, some doctors say it's okay to drink a glass of wine occasionally during pregnancy, okay? And let's say that I wanted to address that as a counter argument. I think the best place to put my counter argument would be right here, okay? Right after the introduction, a paragraph on its own, and I'm going to say, although some physicians say that drinking the occasional glass of wine during pregnancy is not harmful for the fetus, I would like to swiftly say that this is not true because no research has been done. There is no proven safe level of alcohol that a person can consume during pregnancy. Okay? I'm going to give good evidence that I found during my research. I'm going to address that topic immediately, address why it's wrong, why it can't be true, and then I'm going to dig into my own argument. Okay? So that, my friends, would be a pretty good outline. It fulfills all of the assignment requirements. It gets you thinking as to how I should be ordering my information. And at the same time, it shows that this is more, like this person is aiming for more than a 70, okay? Some of your issues are complex and cannot be addressed in a simple 5-paragraph paper with just 3 pieces of evidence per body paragraph. if you're going to shoot for an A, I'm going to say that you're going to need at least 5 pieces of evidence per body paragraph, meaning you're going to have 15 quotes in your paper for an A, at least. And that if you're shooting for a B, you're going to do at least 4 pieces of evidence in your body paragraph. And that 9 is really going to get you a 70, if that makes sense. If you have any questions about the assignment, let me know. I hope this helps, and I look forward to helping you out with y'all's outlines.